Hey guys, so I am back today and this is going to be part one of a probably 3 or 4 part series. It's going to document different stages that I'm going through of my next phase of my health journey. So today I just wanted to go through my background, my history, and kind of what has led up to the current time, how I got to the point I'm at now. So when I was younger, I was always the chubby kid. I was always out of shape and not very healthy. A lot of that had to do with there just wasn't healthy food at home, and a lot of that had to do that I wasn't very active. After I had my daughter, I did gain some weight, and I was a little over 200 pounds. I was able to lose that pretty easily, honestly. I just kind of ate like yogurt, lean meats, cheese, and salads, and did like very minimal workout. Like I had just a little stair stepper with some resistance bands, and then I would do like literally just squats, push-ups, and crunches, like the bare body weight exercises you could ever do. And I got down to 175, which is a little more than what I am now. So, I was in pretty good shape. I looked good. I was younger, so I looked good at that weight. After I had my son, I gained about 50 pounds with him, maybe more, because I got close to like 230 maybe. And then after he was born, I dropped most of that weight. So I was pretty happy. I figured I just had to lose the last 10-15 pounds, no big deal. Well, that's when I decided to go on birth control, and that was a huge roller coaster ride. I went through 3 different kinds before I finally found one that didn't affect my cycle and my moods and like the heaviness and the pain to where it was unbearable. So I was finally on the depot shot, and then I started gaining weight a lot, like 100 pounds in a year. And I was eating healthy, I was working out constantly, and I just kept gaining weight and gaining weight. So after a while, I just kind of stopped. I just figured, why exhaust myself if I'm just going to continue to get bigger? And it wasn't just I was weighing more, so I wasn't building muscle. Like, I was getting physically bigger. I had to buy new clothes every couple of months. So that kind of hit me pretty hard. Then I started having other issues. Like I couldn't really eat anything without it just feeling like it was sitting in my stomach and just sitting there rotting. And I know that sounds so gross, but I don't know how else to describe it. It was just that feeling of it just sitting there in my stomach. It was making me nauseous. It was making me feel physically sick. They checked my gallbladder. Everything was fine there. So, I got to the point where I was just eating like fruits and Greek yogurt. That was really the only thing that didn't make me feel horrible. I was also having huge issues with swelling. Like terrible, terrible issues. My feet would be so swollen, they would look like a giant blister on top. I could feel the liquid shaking under my skin when I walked. I was terrified to move my legs too much because I was afraid my skin was going to physically tear. I don't know if that's even realistic. That might just be my OCD, freaking me out. But I was very uncomfortable, and it didn't matter if I put my feet up. It didn't matter how much water I drank. It didn't matter that I had a water pill that was supposed to flush all that out. I still continued to retain water, and I still started having a lot of joint pain and a lot of fluid buildup. So finally, in 2016, I decided I was going to have a weight loss surgery. So the one I decided was the gastric sleeve. What the sleeve does is it removes part of the lower part of your stomach organ, so that it's kind of, your stomach just ends up being like the shape of a small banana. I figured not only was I going to lose the weight, I was also going to be able to correct my digestive issues, because my stomach wouldn't be there for the food to just sit. It would literally be forced to push itself through. And it gave me more control over, if I did eat something that affected me, all I had to do was drink something afterwards, and that flushes it out. And that's one of the things that they warn us about, is not to drink too soon after eating, because it can flush the food through your system too quickly. So that was actually a bonus for me, because I knew if I ate something that was just sitting there, I was able to control it getting out. So I went through with this surgery in December of 2016. It is now the end of August of 2018, so I'm almost 2 years out. I have lost about 120 pounds over the course of those 2 years. I was a very slow loser in the beginning, and I was, again, getting really discouraged. I'm like, why did I go through this? If it's not going to work, yeah, I can eat a little bit better now, but I can't eat much at all. And I wasn't really losing a lot of weight at all. Like, people were losing 2 or 3 times the amount that I was. I was below the average weight loss for a while, until I made some other lifestyle changes. And what I mean by that is I started cutting out the artificial and synthetic fragrances and the toxins and chemicals out of my lifestyle. So I stopped using like air fresheners. I stopped using those Glade sprays. I stopped using regular detergent. We stopped using fabric sheets about maybe a year ago now. We started using all natural cleaners. I started using more all natural skincare products, hair care products, things like that, and I started to feel a lot better. I also switched from my commercial over-the-counter supplements and proteins, and I switched to a better quality protein and supplements. It's by a company that has doctors test all of their stuff and maintain the quality of their stuff, and there's no fillers, there's no nothing fake in there. Like, the amount of protein they say you're getting is what you're getting. So after I made those 2 changes, then the weight started coming off a lot, and I felt a lot better. I've been able to be more physically active. My digestion, for the most part, is better. I still can't eat a lot of meat, and I just think that that's just part of maybe how my body is. I also still have joint pain, but it's not, my joints don't get swollen like they used to. I don't retain water like I used to. They just ache. If it gets cold, they just ache. I'm just in pain, but I manage that with also natural products as well, so I'm not overloading my liver with Tylenol, and because of the size of my stomach now, I can't take Advil or ibuprofen because of the increased risk of ulcers. So really switching to more all-natural products was a huge help for me to be able to feel and be the healthiest version of myself. So now what this series is going to be about is about my next step, and I'm getting ready to have an abdominoplasty, which is a tummy tuck for my upper stomach, and a panniculectomy, which is the removal of the extra skin on my lower stomach. So I'm going to show you guys what my stomach looks like now. I'm going to show you, the extra skin. So if you're grossed out by that stuff, please either turn off the video or look away for a few minutes. I just want to be able to share with you guys and give you the most information I can, because a lot of people are going through this. I guess, I read something the other day where you should share your story because you never know who else might need to hear it. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to document this as it goes through this process. Because maybe somebody out there has lost a lot of weight, either through surgery or just hard work, or just over time, you've just lost weight and now you have a ton of skin, and you've been considering the surgery. I want to be able to give you the most information I can and answer any questions you guys may have. So if you're grossed out by extra skin, look away, because that's what I'm going to show you guys now. So with my leggings and my shirt on, it really doesn't look that bad. I'll show you the side view, but there is a lot of skin, so let me see, this is my upper. Look at all, I mean, that's just all skin. I mean, it makes it look like I'm actually like fatter than what I really am, but it is just all, it's just all skin. And I mean, I've also had 2 kids, so that, I'm sure that doesn't help with the elasticity of my skin. But I mean, after 120 pounds, it's just, there's just going to be some extra. Most people who have a lot of weight loss like that end up with extra skin. So that is what I'm going to have removed. The way the surgeon described it to me is they're going to make a cut underneath the lower stomach. Then they're going to cut it up to like right here, maybe, like somewhere on my upper stomach. And they're going to remove all of that flesh. Then the upper stomach, they're going to move the skin off the muscle, tighten the muscles because they've been stretched out because of all the fat I used to have. We're going to tighten up the muscles, and they're going to take the upper skin and pull it down and reconnect it with my lower stomach area and pelvic area. So I will just have a scar across, and then a scar on my belly button because they're going to reconstruct that. I've heard some people who had this surgery or have the skin removal surgeries and they end up not having a belly button. And I don't really know why. I don't know the ins and outs of that, but it may just be their doctor's style that they're comfortable with doing, or it just may be that's what that person needed to happen. Maybe they couldn't reconstruct the belly button, but essentially they're just going to kind of like leave my original belly button and then just like fix the skin so that it kind of goes over it. Excuse me. So yeah, right now, if everything goes to plan, I will be having the surgery on September 12th. If you follow me on Instagram at all, you will probably already see little clips of this process in real time. I'm not going to be putting a lot on Instagram just because I don't want to flood my Instagram with that. I just want my Instagram to be more of like the healthy food and the workouts and just motivation, things like that. But I did want to document a series of this process for anybody out there who may need to hear it, or anybody who's been considering weight loss surgery or considering losing a lot of weight, anybody who is considering having skin removal surgery, you know, anybody who might be dealing with any of these things. I just wanted to kind of open myself up to, you know, helping you guys out, as scary as that is, putting this out there for, you know, the world to see. I wanted to make that available. So right now I'm excited. I'm nervous about having some drains put in my stomach because of the fluid that was going to build up afterwards. So I'm going to have drains in there temporarily for 2 to 3 weeks. That freaks me out. I hate things being inside my body. So that really freaks me out, but I'm going to have to do that if I want the skin removed. And in my head, I know that the long-term benefits will outweigh the 2 to 3 weeks of me just being consciously nervous and freaking out about these drains. So I think that's going to wrap up this first portion. I probably won't be posting this series until later on in the year because I would rather be able to edit all the videos and post them maybe like a week apart or something like that, rather than post this now and then, you know, 4 weeks from now the surgery, and then 6 weeks from now the, you know, post-surgery stuff. So I think I'm going to wait until everything's done and then kind of piece it all together and then put it out in a series. So if you have questions, comment below. If you don't want to make it a public comment, you can follow me on Instagram. I will put the name here so that you can see that. And you can just like DM me. And I can answer your questions in private if you have ones that you don't want to put in the comments. What I will probably do is maybe gather up all the questions if I get a bunch in the comments over the next couple of weeks in the series. I may just compile them and do a whole Q&A video if that ends up being more reasonable. But we'll see how that goes. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Alright, so it is the morning of. We are at the hospital, getting ready to go in. Haven't had anything to eat or drink this morning, which sucks. My husband's here. Say hi.
Hey.
So, yeah, I'm a little nervous because it's a surgery, but it'll be better in the long run. So, I'll check in after everything's done. Bye. Okay.
The blue's flashing, you're good to go? Yeah, I see it count in a second.
Okay.
So you're good. And away we go.
Oh gosh, how far down does this go?
That far.
Oh my gosh. This tape is irritating me so bad.
I think this is good enough. Left over. Boss, tail. Don't want you to do that, tail.
What's going to be funny is it's probably just going to come out when I take all the tape off. I'm like, oh, well, that was easy. Making a big deal out of nothing.
Probably.
How did you go through and I didn't? Stupid TV. You're a nice tail.
Okay.
TV is...
It's fine, Jack. Okay.
Yes, folks, the dog's
I'm
feeling her
almost
pain.
there.
Ow.
Are you recording?
Yes, Daddy's recording.
Why?
Because I gotta take the pain pump out. Oh, God, that's making my fingers all sticky.
That's why it's sticky.
Oh, this part's still numb of the skin, so it feels so weird.
Taking it off?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm literally standing on nothing, but...
Oh, that tape coming off does feel good, though. So itchy.
Wait, why are you taking it off?
Just the pain pump.
And just that little.
Because the thingy's empty.
Yep.
So.
Oni! Ooh, what's it gonna look like underneath?
I don't know.
Oh,
that's so weird.
what?
I can't feel this right here. This skin right here is still numb. The bad thing is I don't know where it's actually going in my skin underneath this stuff. It's going in somewhere.
Ooh.
Okay.
It looks so gory.
So there's the edges. There's the pad. Okay. Like, where is the... I don't know where it goes in. Is that where it goes in, or is that just stuck to my skin? Is that where it goes in? Is that where it's going in?
It goes in the middle, I think.
There it is.
There. Is that just more tape?
It's just more tape.
That's just more tape.
I think it
my
goes
gosh.
inside the middle.
Yeah. Okay, so
Come
more
on.
tape. Okay.
Honey, get out of my way.
gosh.
You need something to maybe stop it if it's gonna bleed.
I don't know. Maybe.
Here, I'll go grab some paper towels just in case.
Yeah, I just want to get me a couple.
Don't grab it. Yeah, just grab a couple. She's not gonna bleed like a sieve.
I'm like scared just to pull it. Just pull it out.
It's probably gonna be just like a needle, I would say.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Here you go.
Oh,
Right there, man. Hannah.
What?
I'm so scared to take it out. Oh my gosh.
Did your doctor say you're allowed to take that out if it
Yes.
needs refill? Oh! Oh! You didn't have to do this last time. Oh! Oh! Oh, are you okay?
Yeah. You wanna know what's gross? Is I can feel it squiggling from my skin all the way over from the sides.
Oh! I did not know how that feels.
It feels really weird.
Oh!
Okay.
It's a little. Oh, that's over 12 inches long, probably going in your belly.
Thanks for that.
There you go.
No problem.
Okay, I want to look, but I can't really see from back here, but I also don't want to get super close. or
Yeah,
else I
please
might
don't
throw up.
puke or anything, because that would be bad.
I was gonna say, cause mommy would do that.
If I throw up, I'll just go inside of the computer room and throw up inside the toilet.
Well, stop looking.
Okay.
All right.
I think we're done. I think we're good.